morning, brethren. Creation. All this talk about creation. Who created who, and who was who before who was who. Though I know it's a given in this conversation, we must always remember there is but one Creator, and we were created in His image. Thus we have the power to create in the first place. Yet, I digress. Back to the discussion on hand. Better yet, let me digress back about 11 years to a place I called my office at the Village Green Apartments. There, all alone, I began what has now become a 14,535-mile fitness odyssey. It started with a treadmill and some Billy Blanks DVDs. With doors closed, cotton pants and hooded sweatshirt on, I began to take back what the devil had stolen from me. Sure, I was gaining weight. I say about 30 pounds overweight, but that, thinking about that, I was going by what I weighed my senior year in high school, which was about 147 pounds at the time. Today I fluctuate between 150 and 160 pounds, and when I'm training, my weight generally stabilizes at 145 pounds or so. But now, this conversation on creation has provoked me to think back. Where was Team Alpha 11 years ago? When I was alone in my office, where was Team Alpha 11 years ago? Where was Diesel? Diesel was but a minute glint of the sparkle in the eye of the master. Getting in shape in the Navy, all the while wishing he could get out and get fat again. Big as a semi-truck in his belly, yet small as a Volkswagen bug in his mind. Though he tried to hide it in his loosely fitted clothes, Diesel went to bed at night, always trying to clean his windshield with the tears of shame and regret. Where was Sting? He was but a pipe dream memory of a white Muhammad Ali wrapped up in a boxing glove of lard. A lost, devout Catholic who was now found, but still wandering between two worlds. The undisciplined life of a cracker eater, all the while standing and eating a freshly made pork chop sandwich off the bonfire of his own shadow boxing pyrotechnic mind. Where was Planck? Though once a great disciplinarian of the treadmill, his mind lathered in a cesspool of hate toward America as he tried to squeeze through the knothole of progressive think tank, of liberalism and socialism and the gospel that man's heart is good. It didn't take too long before Planck was lost in the fumes of hemp. Yes, Planck became a mellowed, meandering version of Jimi Hendrix's Star-Spangled Banner on the deck of Greasy Living. Where was T? Well, T was always caught up in his rock star, studded, chaotic mind to the melody of Queen's fat-bottomed girls. Lost in the frustration of seeing his legendary stage life collapse around him, while his quick-strumming fingers and fast-talking elevated pseudo-collegiate words although they deflected from his image, they were never able to keep him skinny. Although shrouded with the thick leather of his army boots, his skinny toothpick ankles were no match for his growing weight of his bludgeoning belly of mosh pit of lost hopes and dreams. That's where T was. And where was the dog? He was in heat. Always in heat. He came to church in heat, desperately tired of having relationships with stuffed animals. The dog hooked up with the pastor's daughter. Tasered and neutered at the same time he said I do. The dog has been contained by a leash of his own inner desires to be domesticated into the sanitary lifestyle of a clean porch and a warm spot at the foot of his master's bed. Yes, the dog was vowed by a vow. He was wowed by a vow. It was as though all the years of accumulated exhaust sniffing while chasing cars had finally engulfed him into a carbon dioxide, monoxide trance. The dog was very happy to lose his breath while wagging his tail in obedience to the command of the hand that fed him. Yes, brethren, my fellow Alpha 16 members, while ye were yet addicted citizens of McDonald's land and have it your way Whopperville and living the life high in the flesh, with the Lord as his partner, Mansion was stepping out of his comfort zone. With no Nike contract, I had a vision of taking care of this temple. The temple of the Holy Ghost. Mansion trained. Day and night I trained. 5 a.m. Early morning risings to train for road races and marathons. It's probably for 10 marathons the Mansion trained before any of Team Alpha decided to face their own fat selves in the mirror and get honest. I practiced what I preached, laboring to inspire others to feel as good as I felt, to get on the cross and die, to produce fruit whereby others may live. So, one must be careful when one saunters into the subject matters of creation. The Mansion has spoken.